All right, shifting our focus. 4 years after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the country's economy has not collapsed, but it has changed fundamentally. Sanctions failed to deliver a knockout blow, but instead, they've produced something slower and more corrosive. An economy surviving on military spending, isolation, and financial improvisation. Western sanctions were never a kill switch. Instead, they triggered what economists call a slow-motion decoupling. Russia has been cut off from SWIFT, lost access to Western technology, and seen $340 billion in central bank assets frozen abroad. And key imports such as semiconductors, aircraft parts, and advanced oil extraction equipment are now largely unavailable. Russia rerouted its oil exports to India and China, but at a steep discount. By late 2025, Russian Urals crude was selling more than $20 per barrel, below Brent, hit by price caps, shipping risks, and sanctions compliance costs. And that has kept cash flowing, but slashed long-term revenues. The biggest hidden cost may be people. Analysts estimate Russia has lost around 1.5 million workers through immigration, casualties, and long-term injuries. That labor drain has produced the worst workforce shortage in modern Russian history, crippling civilian industries even as the defense sector expands. At the center of Russia's economic survival is its central bank, led by Elvira Nabiullina. To stop the ruble from collapsing and control war-driven inflation, interest rates were pushed as high as 21% in 2024, choking consumer credit and private investment. By 2026, Russia faces stagflation, growth near zero, prices still rising. Inflation remains stubborn, driven by labor shortages and higher taxes. A new 22% VAT introduced in January 2026 has pushed up everyday costs, leaving households poor in real terms despite headline GDP growth. Now, one of the clear signals of stress comes from Russia's cities. High-end restaurants in Moscow and St. Petersburg are now shutting down as the urban middle class shrinks. Meanwhile, low-cost chains like Rostix, the successor to KFC, are expanding. Consumers aren't stopping spending, they're trading down. Restaurants report 30% to 40% higher operating costs driven by gray market imports and substitute supply chains. As traditional finance closed its doors, Russia opened another crypto. A parallel payment system known as the A7 network now functions as a shadow alternative to SWIFT. Its internal stablecoin A7A5 has seen circulation jump by $90 billion year on year. Crypto is now used in an estimated 10% of Russian oil trade, particularly with smaller Asian buyers. But even that escape route is tightening. In February 2026, the European Union announced a sweeping crypto ban targeting any transaction involving Russian counterparties, aiming to close the last major sanctions loophole. Economists say the true cost of the war lies in lost growth. Without the invasion, Russia's economy would likely be about 12% larger today, with stable inflation and full access to global technology. Instead, analysts describe recent GDP growth as cannibalistic, fueled by weapons production at the expense of long-term modernization.